What do the American people think about this Senate trial? Well, from the point of view of the Senate, nobody seems to care. But I think it's interesting to find out what the people actually want. There's a new poll, ABC News, Ipsos, being described in all the headlines as a slim majority. I don't know, it's 56% of Americans back the conviction of Trump and barring him from running again. I guess 56 is a slim majority. It's America. 40% think anything. Like you can find 40% of America that thinks literally anything you can come up with. So there's only ever 10% we're warring over. I feel like 6% is a pretty good chunk of that. But anyway, 56% are in favor of that. 9 in 10 Democrats back conviction and a ban. 8 in 10 Republicans oppose both. So hey, there's a little bit of bipartisanship. Some Republicans are in favor of that. And look, that's obviously like still a lot of support for Donald Trump, which is disconcerting. But 1 to 2 in 10 Republicans supporting it is millions of Republicans, many of whom will have already voted for Donald Trump in that last election, possibly voted twice. They might own a red hat, and they do now think, yeah, conviction and a ban's not necessarily the worst idea. Some of those might be never Trump Republicans who are just sort of biding their time, but there are some Republicans, I think, a few who were convinced by what happened on the 6th and the defense of it afterward.
Yeah, and you know what? I'm tired of catering to, trying to like morality whisper to the final MAGA holdouts. I can't.
I know.
We can't keep like, gauging our politics and our strategy based on who's gonna have a change of heart at 4 a.m. And they're like, hey, maybe overthrowing the government's a bad idea. No. At a certain point, I think we're far beyond the is this divisive moment. No, this is about what's right and wrong. This is about laying down a precedent. And this is about like making good on our constitutional amendment that says you should not give aid or comfort. There's a lot of comfort going on, let me tell you, between Trump and many Republicans and those who plan the insurrection. So hey, let's look at the old Constitution.
So are you implying that saying, I love you, you're very special could be comfort? I've always found it to be comforting. My wife rarely is as complimentary towards me as he was towards the people that had already killed cops. But anyway, totally joking. She's the best. I love you. Thanks for watching. If you're watching, she's probably not watching. But if she is, love you. Thank you. Anyway, so let's see. The issue is that while 56% support it, you need 2/3 in the Senate. So that means you need all of the Democrats, which probably you could get all the Democrats, maybe. But you also need 17 Republicans, which is like you couldn't get 17 Republicans to join Democrats in like establishing nationwide factories to pump out Confederate statues. Like they would not be that bipartisan on anything. But suppose maybe we'll be surprised. I don't know. What are you willing to bet any money on 17 Republicans crossing over? I mean, they killed people, Francesca. It was serious.
No. Who would make that bet? No, not after the election pool bet. When I was like, we're gonna sweep both houses. Shoo in. Here you go.
It was not great. I mean, look, we got the Senate though. Yay. Anyway, here's an interesting little tidbit from this poll. This isn't really directly related, but according to the poll, 42% of respondents said there were more radical extremists in the Republican Party compared with 32% who had said the same of the Democratic Party. Which okay, so I get it. That's the hardcore Republicans are obviously gonna say the Democrats are crazier, but like, you guys believe in satanic sacrifices and stuff. Come on, man, we don't have anything like that. I don't know what that would look like on the left, what a version of that would be. I mean, I know that there are like, media personalities who believe some insane things, but there's no representatives anymore who believe such crazy things. It's just that sort of thing. I understand this is all opinion and people exist in their partisan bubbles. We're a tribal species and all of that, but that seems like that's a bridge too far. It should be a mental bridge too far for anyone, but anyway.
I just want to say, like, obviously 17 Republicans should, not even on moral grounds, because once again, beyond like whispering to their very, very underused moral muscle in the old heart. It's here in the soul piece. But 17 Republicans should vote to convict because why not? Here's the thing, they're calculating, oh no, we want the MAGA vote. Problem with the MAGA vote is it has nothing to do with you. It's not about you, it's about Trump. So if you want to get reelected, then you're just gonna have to keep supporting Trump in whatever he does. And if that means that another insurrection, let's just play this all forward, reelected, another couple more impeachments, 5 I'm gonna say, another insurrection, and then it's hang, insert your name. Like, that's all it leads to. It leads to step out of line and it's hang, insert your own name. So what is the incentive knowing that MAGA is so tied up with the Trump family? Not even, maybe Ivanka a little bit, but he would absolutely like push, like throw her off of a cliff, whatever he have to do, under a bus, over a train, all the things that you can stab someone in the back, if it meant that he could get ahead. So again, the calculation's ridiculous. Like, where do you want your party to actually go when we're watching it kind of disintegrate? I know there's people who are like, no, this is the future. It is Q. I don't know. I don't know.
I think it's what is it likely to be and what might actually work are obviously very different things. But to your point about, what that vote actually represents, where it turns out, like, I get that. I'm gonna try to say something that pragmatically could be incorporated by a Republican to try to change their party in a way that might make them more likely to win. But that's not gonna work because they refuse to accept what has happened with the elections. And you're not gonna be able to learn anything if you refuse to accept what actually happened. But since Donald Trump got elected, they lost the House, they lost the presidency, they lost the Senate in Georgia. Maybe his movement ain't that great. Like, maybe it's not the best. Yes, they got some judges because of, the way the Senate's set up and extra power to the rural states and all of that. But in terms of actual elections, they're not doing good and they haven't for years. I don't know, doubling down on that and going in the more satanic direction doesn't seem like the best idea. What do I know?
Check out the Damage Report podcast each day, wherever you get your podcasts, whether Pocket Casts or Stitcher or iTunes. You can join me as I give you the news and stories you want, with a range of co-hosts and interview guests jumping in on the fun each day. Again, that's the Damage Report, wherever you get your podcasts. And if you get them at iTunes, don't forget to rate and review. Sometimes I'll read them live on the show.